If you or someone you know has struggled to lose weight and keep it off, let me be your ray of hope. My name is Lorraine Barnes. I'm a nurse practitioner and I've been a nurse for over 20 years. I've helped thousands of people restore their health by teaching Dr. Gahn's Diet of Hope in clinic for over 8 years. The dieting industry is a $191 billion industry with a 95% failure rate, meaning people gain the weight back and then some. What are we doing wrong here? Everything! I want to point out that as humans, we've not always had this problem. In 1960, only 12% of Americans were obese. 20 years later, in 1980, obesity rose by 3% to 15%. But 20 years after that, in 2000, the percentage more than doubled to 32% and has been increasing ever since, now reaching 70% obesity and overweight. Why the sudden increase? We believe the government-issued food guide pyramid, which was created from an ethically questionable research study at Harvard, led to the low-fat dieting craze, and since then, a dieting, agricultural, pharmaceutical, and marketing industries whose goals are profits, not necessarily your health. My program out of Tucson, Arizona, was started by a cardiologist, Dr. Dietmar Gahn, and his wife Liz, who comes from a family of diabetics. She watched her mother die of diabetic complications and decided that the diabetic curse in her family would end with her. Safety and results have always been our objectives. We've served over 30,000 people. I used to see 35 patients a day, 150 people a week. It was like going to diet college. Where most diets fail, ours is successful 70% of the time, meaning 1 year later, folks have lost 5 to 10% of their body weight or more and kept it off. Our program focuses on weight maintenance, not just weight loss. Dr. Gahn helped us create an effective system through close connections with his patients. Our results spread through word of mouth and eventually helped Linda, our biggest loser, drop 240 pounds from dieting alone. Our patients taught us what works and what doesn't, and Dr. Gahn and Liz set them up for success. Our list of recommended foods comes from their early trial and error efforts. What we've learned since is that there are so many individualized factors that contribute to success in dieting. For instance, one of the most common issues is eating enough. I was surprised to observe that most people struggling to lose weight skip meals, which slows their metabolism and can lead to overeating. Our program offers 3 meals a day, 3 snacks if needed, although usually they are not. Since 2010, we've been teaching people about the merits of ketogenic dieting, which helps regulate hunger. It is a great irony now that people often tell me about trying keto, when I believe that the Diet of Hope started the modern trend known as keto. Keto works because we designed it to. However, if you've tried keto and not found success, it is likely because our approach teaches much more than ketosis. We start by addressing food as an addiction because of biological programming for feast and famine. By eliminating foods that cause us to overeat, one gets access to stored calories. 1 pound of fat contains 3,500 calories. Our program is designed to allow access to these calories for energy. Once this occurs, people are not hungry while losing weight, which makes long-term success much more likely. We offer 3 phases to our diet. Our Phase 1 program provides a 5 to 10% weight loss and addresses food addiction. Phase 2 teaches you how to eat in moderation, something most of us talk about but don't really know how to do. Phase 3, the most important one, is long-term maintenance, something I've practiced for 8 years. Most diets don't distinguish between the foods that you eat to lose weight and those required to keep it off and/or add exercise. We encourage exercise, but we believe that it accounts for only 20% of your weight. Therefore, we encourage you to work on the 80% which comes from food. Many of our patients are not able to exercise. For any exercise program to work, consistency is key. In my 20 years as a nurse, I believe most people struggle to be consistent with activity, especially if they're overweight. 1 hour of walking burns only 360 calories. You need to walk for 10 hours to burn 1 pound of fat without rewarding yourself with snacks. We are nurse practitioner run because many people require medication adjustments as a part of their new lifestyle. We focus on cholesterol and diabetes testing, which keeps you safe and motivated. In my clinic, we screen for obstructive sleep apnea, which contributes to weight gain and other issues and is very common among Asians and Polynesians, 2 groups well represented here in Hawaii. We address metabolic syndrome, which places people at increased risk of developing diabetes or having a cardiac event in their lifetime. Chrono-obesity, eating out of sync with our circadian rhythm, likely affects many of us who work non-daytime shifts. It's no wonder that dieting has become nearly impossible to master, given the many influences which factor into weight gain. It saddens me to think about the eating environment we're leaving for our children and other vulnerable groups. Childhood obesity is nearing 30%. If you're ready to get serious, let me be your ray of hope and let's get this done. There are many ways to engage with me and I hope to see you soon. Look in the description for ways to reach out to me.